First, I've had E-2 visa approved countless number of times in 25 years where the purchase was conditioned on E-2 visa approval. There's 100% that the E-2 visa allows this type of transaction, 100%. In fact, in the E-2 visa law, you can read it. The law actually says that you can condition the closing by depositing full purchase money into escrow account. Now, regardless of what the law says, visa officers have the discretionary power to deny E-2 visa case, even if it meets the eligibility requirement, because there's an overarching credibility determination that the officer is making. So there are people that follow the law and they get denial and they don't understand why. And there comes the confusion that you've heard that E-2 visa was denied for being conditioned on E-2 visa approval. Those denials are usually based on discretion due to a credibility problem, that the overall big picture of the business, the officer just simply did not trust the applicant was a genuine entrepreneur and was probably suspecting that the person was applying for E-2 visa for living in the US. And pursuing a business was secondary. Primary is just simply living in the US. And they don't want that. They want the E-2 applicant to be a genuine entrepreneur. As number one reason coming here is to pursue a lucrative business opportunity. So what does this credibility mean? They're looking at everything. Your age, your business background, your personal interest, your skills and ability, this business that you've chosen, how good is it for improvement and growth? So when you buy an existing business, I always tell client, it has to be not just a credible business, but that identified potential for growth, like your added value. When you come in and you show in the business plan, I'm going to add these products, I'm going to add these services, I'm going to make the cost lower, I'm going to make the business more efficient, I'm going to go after a new market, I'm going to do better advertising and marketing. They want to see that you're going to contribute to the economy by making the business bigger and better. So they also look at, a person's ties to the United States. So some people have families in the US, and I have to do my due diligence on that because they factor that. They ask you all that kind of stuff and ties in home country. So as long as the officer is satisfied with your overall credibility picture, that you are a credible entrepreneur and that you have some value to add to this business, and that based on your background and everything about you, it makes sense. It makes sense. Then a conditional purchase could be approved because it's explicitly permissible under the law. Okay, so I think a lot of time people in the market, the confusion derives from just because it's in the law doesn't mean they have to approve it. So some people are going to get denied even following that requirement. And then there's a perception that, oh, it's completely not allowed. That's not true. It is allowed, but we have to look at everything holistically. Okay. Sorry for running on for so long like that. I get a little passionate about E-2 visa. I'm a nerd when it comes to E-2 visa. So hopefully that helped a little bit more clarify the understanding a little bit. It's not that it's not allowed, but you have to look at everything in the totality. Okay.